Hi, everybody. Coach Ron Tunick. Welcome back to another training session at Castlerock Consultants, Castlerock Academy, and Castlerock Merchants. I shared with you that each one does something a little bit differently. The Academy is for the real serious merchant processing rep, where we have a library of articles, podcasts, videos. It's a password-protected site, and you don't get into that site unless you make the cut. Castlerock Merchants, that's the site we use to communicate with the merchants. And of course, Castlerock Consultants, that's the site that we introduce everybody to me, to my partner. And look, on a go-forward basis, we've been using this process. I've been using this process of training hundreds, if not thousands of reps over the years. But since 1997, I've been using this process of training. It works. I've made several people multimillionaires because the way that I train is I give it to you in bite-sized increments, little morsels, so that you can digest them, so that you can absorb the things that I talk about. And the things that I talk about actually work because I used them all these years. When you look at the process, I talk about what I call the perfect part 1, perfect part 2. I talked about perfect part 3 a couple of days ago when I talked about the presentation. Look, I'm not going to share with you right now the general population the presentation. That's part of the secret sauce. You'll get the presentation when you go to the library, because in our presentation we know what works, we know what doesn't work, and more importantly, we know that the response from our merchants over the years based on our presentation has been tremendous. I've got to improve my vocabulary. All right, so when you look at what I call let me get my notes here, the perfect part 4, that's the follow-up. Nobody follows up but the great ones. Nobody follows up in any industry but the great ones. When you follow up, you win. Look at Zappos shoes. They went from nothing to where they're one of the biggest shoe companies in the world because they follow up with their customer. Their customer buys a pair of shoes that doesn't fit. They don't like the color when they get them home, and you can return them. And then they follow up. Following up is so important. Amazon does a pretty good job of following up. When you look at follow-up, it says to your customer that you care. It says to the customer you're important. It says to the customer that not only do you mean well, but that you're interested in wanting the customer, especially today with social media, you want the customer to say nice things about you. So following up is maybe as important as anything you're ever going to do, because a lot of times the merchant will say, no, I'm not interested. Call me back. Call me back next week. Call me back next month. You know what? When you call back next week or next month and when you follow up, that shows the merchant something about you. It's called professional persistence. And when you're professionally persistent, we all respect that. We all like that. Following up, it may be the key to long-term success. It actually might be the secret key to building a relationship that will last you a lifetime. Following up. Castlerock Consultants, I'm the coach, Coach Ron Tunick. Thanks for tuning in. Podcast and video. We'll see you down the road.